Okay, now we come back to the question 10 in the 2023 YMBA Senior 2 Dhamma paper. So the question 10 asks, write short notes on the following. So for Sister Sumitra's assignment is the last three. D is Apamana, and then E is Parinibbana, and F is Mudita. So write short notes on these three topics. So Apamada, the subtopic is Apamada. So Apamada, translated as heedfulness, is the vigilant care to avoid unwholesome actions and cultivate wholesome ones. It is the opposite of carelessness, pamada. The Buddha's last words were apamada sampaheta, strive with heedfulness. It is the foundations for all spiritual progress. Apamada literally means non-negligence. It represents the constant vigilant care a person takes in observing their thoughts, actions, and their ongoing spiritual practice. It means one does not drift through life on a habit, craving, anger, or delusion. It is the mental presence required to avoid unwholesome speech and conduct. By cultivating positive and wholesome one that is not driven by that is wholesome one that is driven by non-greed, non-hatred, and non-deluded mind. One remembers what matters and live accordingly. One heedfully control its six sense bases and have wise reflection, knowing how volitional acts, that is the karma, brings about the corresponding consequences, vipaka. Being aware of the impermanent nature of mental and physical phenomena it carries a sense of energetic urgency, acting on the path to liberation without delay or laxity. It could be cultivated by observing ethical conduct, sila, guarding the sense doors from the arising of craving and attachment. Being alert and understand the nature of all phenomena is concisely being alert and understand the nature of all phenomena, that is suffering, impermanence, and not self. One pays wise attention to the sensual stimuli, as well as one's own volitional formation to anchor all actions in wisdom. The subtopic E is Parinibbana. So Parinibbana in Pali refers to the final or complete nibbana. It is the ultimate state of liberation entered after the death of physical body by someone who has already achieved enlightenment in their lifetime. Similarly, after Parinibbana, an enlightenment doesn't go anywhere. The conditions that sustain the cycle of rebirth, craving, clinging, and ignorance have been completely extinguished. There are two types of nibbana. Number one is Sat-upadisesa nibbana, that is nibbana with remainder. It is attained during life, that means when a person is alive. An arahant, fully awakened being, has destroyed all mental defilements, greed, hatred, and delusion, but still experiences pain and pleasure because the physical body and senses remain. And the second type is Anupadisesa nibbana, nibbana without remainder, or in another way is Parinibbana. This is achieved at the moment of physical death, that is the complete cessation of the khandhas. that occur upon the death of an Arahant. It is the complete and final extinguishment of the flame of existence, meaning no further rebirth will ever occur. The sixth subtopic is mudita. So mudita in Pali is a Buddhist concept meaning sympathetic or vicarious joy. It is the practice of finding genuine happiness and delight in the good fortune, success, and well-being of others. As one of the Brahma Viharas, that is the four boundless states of the five beings, it shares space with loving kindness, metta, compassion, karuna, and equanimity, upekkha. It is the antidote to jealousy. Mudita is the direct, unselfish opposite of envy and resentment. Instead of feeling a tinge of jealousy when someone else succeeds, mudita allows us to celebrate others' achievement. It is active appreciation. It is not false cheerfulness, but rather a profound appreciation for the goodness present in other people and the world, to celebrate their victories as if they were our own. We can cultivate mudita by running a daily routine of consciously sending thoughts of joy to friends, acquaintances, and even neutral parties when we see them experiencing health, wealth, or happiness. This can be further enhanced by taking the four immeasurables as meditation by visualizing a person we love or respect and repeating the phrase like, may you be happy, may your good fortune never diminish, and may you always rejoice in your success. So that's the end. I think this is the additional notes that she has prepared. I think this is under Chai Hun's scope, right?
Yeah, correct.
So that's the end of her presentation. So any comments?
I feel that the Paridipana one a bit short but I don't know what else to add
If you feel that it's short, you should have something to add. If you have nothing to add, then it shouldn't be short.
I would no, I mean you want to write, you must go and find material to write first, But I haven't found. I mean, I'm not writing this, so I mean offhand I cannot say what I'm going to write but I feel that it's a bit short because the main point is only the first sentence and the last one Sa Upadisa actually it's not Paridipana it's actually talking about Dipana.
Yeah, but it's an additional point.
Yeah, it's additional. So I mean, if I take out that point, right, I feel that the whole passage is a bit short
Yeah, but basically, I think maybe you can redefine what is Nibbana. You add on the concept of Nibbana, the meaning of Nibbana. Then what does the pari means? So pari plus Nibbana. So that it could be an additional point you can write. But here I feel is this, in this sentence, it is the ultimate state of liberation. Entered after. This is the
a
word.
bit odd, right?
This is the word which everybody or many people get into problem. Entered, meaning there is a place, and then after that they say there doesn't go anywhere. So there is a contradiction, If you say you enter, there is a place to go, and then here you say it doesn't go anywhere.
This one you should add in what the Nibbana is about. The Nibbana, the timeless, all the characteristic you must add in.
That could be additional point.
Timeless, then no more rebirth, and quite a number of things. You go and check carefully. Nibbana down there got a long description about what is Nibbana.
Unconditioned, deathless, peaceful. So that is how you describe Nibbana. That explain the words how did the Paridibana come about? So you elaborate on the Dibana, then later only, okay, you have this Anupadisesa Dibana. No? Now, but to explain this, you need a Upadisesa Dibana. No? So if you add in the definition of Dibana, I think is long enough, is sufficient enough.
Okay. Okay. Then the mudita, right? It is a practice of finding genuine happiness and delight. I feel that it is no need to say genuine happiness. It is a practice of rejoicing with something not finding genuine happiness. How do we know it is a genuine happiness or not genuine happiness?
No, if you are really mudita, it is actually genuine, ma.
No, the practice of finding genuine happiness.
That is the goal, ma.
Huh?
That is the goal.
The mudita is to rejoice with others' happiness or own good fortune success, ma. Where got mudita is finding genuine happiness with others. We rejoice with their happiness, but we don't find their happiness.
I think here what it means is genuine happiness within oneself. That they and the delight in the good fortune. That is, the object is others, other success. But
The
genuine
practice
happiness
of
and
being
delight,
happy and feeling delightful in the fortune or whatever maybe to me
because
the
if you really
sentence look more correct.
no, if you look at the good fortune, success, and well-being of others as object, and then the practice is yourself, then what is the purpose of practice? Genuine happiness and delight. Then you see, sometimes when they write, and the way we read also, it has a different impact, on the
Yeah.
sentence.
I this one I feel that it kind of mislead me to think that mudita is to find genuine happiness in
Others.
yeah
That is your
of
interpretation.
others.
That is your interpretation. But if I read it this way, then if I follow your way, yes. If you read it quick, you find that there's funny understanding.
Practice of finding genuine happiness and delight. It is a practice of finding genuine happiness. Why
No, maybe you can
genuine
add it this way.
happiness?
It is the practice of finding genuine happiness and delight in oneself, in the good fortune and success or well-being of others. That means the practice is in yourself, but the object is in others. And what are the objects? The good fortune, success, and well-being of others.
It can be oneself also, ma. You can also feeling mudita on oneself.
No. I think no. Mudita is more for others. That's why mudita, metta, mudita and karuna is concept because it's a beings, other beings.
Then you see the last sentence. May you always rejoice in your success, ma.
Here, may you always rejoice in your success. I think
Because mudita can be others and can be ourselves. It's not necessary others.
Yeah. Because it's illimitable. It includes yourself. Yeah. So it can be lah.
Okay lah, can lah. Okay.
Okay, that's all.
Okay.
So I'll stop sharing.
So brother Lau, I start lah.
Yeah.
Okay, my first question is explain the 3 factors in the concentration.
Very soft.
It's very soft. Hang on. Hello, explain the 3 factors. Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay, explain the 3 factors in the concentration samadhi group of the 8 noble paths and give reasons for importance of concentration. This is Dhamma Senior 2 2023, first question. So, in the Noble Eightfold Path, the Samadhi group, the concentration division, consists of 3 factors: Sama Vayama, right effort; Sama Sati, right mindfulness; and Sama Samadhi, right concentration. This is the same group of factors as those under 4 right and the wheel Samapadana, also same as the factor of Virivya under the 7 factors of enlightenment Bojjhanga. The fourfold Sama Vayama are to prevent the arising of unarisen unwholesome states of mind, to abandon unwholesome states of mind that have already arisen, to arouse wholesome states of mind that have not yet arisen, to maintain a perfect wholesome states of mind that have already arisen. So, to prevent unarisen unwholesome states from arising, the wholesome states that are yet to arise are the 5 hindrances, Nivarana, the sensual desire, Kamachanda, ill will, Vyapada, thought, torpor, Tina, Mina, restlessness and worry, Udacha, Kukucha, and Vichikicha. So abandon unwholesome states that have arisen. Defilements that lie dormant in the mental continuum have a tendency to surface. Thus, continual endeavor is necessary to keep them in check. When one is aware that defilements has arisen in the mind, one should tranquilize them with right approach. For example, tackle desire with meditation on impermanence, ill will by loving kindness, sloth and torpor by walking meditation, restless and worry by mindfulness of breathing, and doubt by investigation. Develop unarisen wholesome states. This refers to efforts to develop factors of enlightenment. Maintain and strengthen the arisen wholesome states. Wholesome states that have arisen should be strengthened and stabilized till the realization of Dhamma. So, Samasati, this refers to the understanding of the factor of mindfulness, sati. Mindfulness is repeatedly mentioned in the text as a dominant factor pervading all stages of spiritual path to liberation. In Nikaya 22 Mahasatipatthana Sutta, the Buddha mentions that the 4 foundations of mindfulness form the one way that leads to the attainment of purity, the overcoming of sorrow and lamentation, ending of pain and grief, and entering upon the right path and realization of Nibbana. The 4 foundations of mindfulness are contemplation of the body, contemplation of the feeling, contemplation of the consciousness, and contemplation of mental objects. So contemplation of the body, kaya nupassana, reflecting on breathing, contemplation of various bodily postures, for example, walking, standing, sitting, and reclining, contemplation of clear comprehension, reflection on repulsiveness of 31 parts of body, reflection on the 4 material elements, reflection on the 9 stages of decomposition of a dead body. Contemplation of the feeling, Vedana Nupassana. This is reflection on mental and physical sensations which are threefold, present, unpresent, and neutral. Contemplation of the consciousness, Chitta Nupassana. Percipient investigation of the nature of consciousness, arising and ceasing. Contemplation of the mental objects, Dhamma Nupassana. Contemplation of mental objects, for example, 5 hindrances, 5 aggregates, 6 sense basins, 7 factors of enlightenment, and 4 noble truths. The third one is Sama Samadhi. At the stage of mental cultivation, concentration is one-pointedness of mind, Chittasa Ekagata, which means focusing mental attention on one object to the total exclusion of all the others. Concentration unifies the other mental factors in the task of cognizing an object. The development of concentration enables one to overcome the hindrances that eliminate the defilements within oneself and thereby acquire penetrating and illuminating wisdom. A truly concentrated mind enables one to see things as they really are. Yata bhutang pajatati. Thus, Sama Samadhi leads the striver on the path to the threshold of liberation, vesting him with a serene and unified mind that enables him to overcome ignorance, avijja, and realize the fruit of penetrating wisdom which alone culminates in enlightenment. So, besides a factor in the Noble Eightfold Path, concentration appears as a faculty, power, and factor of enlightenment. Concentration can be developed in 2 ways. A deep concentration at the level of mental absorption based on meditation on an appropriate subject with unbroken attention. There are 8 levels of concentration in the sequence of sorry. Wait. Sorry, wait. How to go up leh? Ting. There are 8 levels of concentration in the sequence of increasing depth and purity. For example, that is 4 Rupa jhanas and 4 Arupa jhanas. These 8 levels have to be attained in progressive sequence, the achievement of any later level being dependent on the mastery of the immediately preceding level. So second method is by reflection on the characteristics of phenomena that is to generate insight vipassana. So the importance of concentration. Concentration is important for the reasons it unifies the mind. An untrained mind is scattered, reactive, and easily pulled by desire, fear, and irritation. Concentration garners the mind into stability. This makes inner life less chaotic. It weakens the hindrances. As concentration deepens, the 5 hindrances become weaker. This brings temporary freedom from agitation, ill will, and confusion. Such calm gives the practitioner a taste of release. It supports insight vipassana. A concentrated mind sees more clearly. When the mind is scattered, it cannot penetrate impermanence and satisfactoriness and non-self. Concentration sharpens and steadies the attention, so wisdom can arise. Fourth, it gives strength in suffering. In times of grief, illness, fear, and stress, concentration helps the mind remain grounded. Instead of being overwhelmed, one learns to stay pleasant and balanced. The last benefit, it is a direct path factor to liberation. Samadhi is not optional in the Noble Eightfold Path. This is one of the essential trainings. Wisdom and concentration support each other. Without some collectedness, liberation remains weak or merely intellectual. So, in conclusion, the 3 factors in the concentration group work together as a system. The right effort, the role is like supplying energy. It is analogy as a fuel. The right mindfulness, the role is to provide clear awareness. The analogy is like the steering wheel. The right concentration, the role is to unify the mind. The analogy is like an engine. So, in a practical example, when sloth arises during meditation, right effort arouses the energy. Right mindfulness notices a sloth without reacting, and right concentration stabilizes the mind on the breath. Together, they transform a dull mind into a bright, penetrating one leading to Nibbana. That's my end. That's the end of the first question. Anything want to say?
Anybody want to comment? No comment. That's the end of it.
Brother Cole, got anything to say?
I think in your earlier slides, you go up. I think I can't remember exactly the earlier one, the initial first two. Okay. Go further up. I think your saya Samawayama. Okay, this one, okay. Prevent unarisen, unwholesome state arising.
Prevent unwholesome.
Okay, this one, you see, the unwholesome states that are yet to arise are the 5 hindrances. Is it just the 5 hindrances, or there are more than this?
Oh.
Here, you are specifically identified only one. No, there is the 5 hindrances, but it's definitely more than that. No? So
the 4 unwholesome state that are yet to arise are, for example,
then because you see, it's not only the unarisen. The 5 hindrances can also be the arisen hindrances. That's why you need the indriya, the 5 indriya, to suppress it. Then only you can become bala. So it can be unarisen as well as arisen, as far as the hindrances is concerned. But here, the way you put it is actually seems like there is the five hindrances.
Only five hindrances that are not yet arisen. Okay. Okay.
So these are the area which we have to be very careful when you deal with Abhidhamma. But if you are talking about Dhamma, I think it can be quite general.
Okay.
Okay, that's what I saw clearly. Others I did saw, but I'm not too sure where it is now.
Okay.
So it's okay. I can continue on.
Okay. All right, the next question is describe the meanings of two factors, Samyojana stated as Silabata Paramasa and Vichikicha. So what is Samyojana? All living beings exist in a continuous succession of births and rebirths called samsara. While the origin of the cessation of birth and rebirth is inconceivable, its cessation or deliverance from the cycle can be realized conscientiously by following the path enunciated by the Buddha. Samyojana and 10 factors that bind beings to samsara. The first three, Sakaya Ditti, Silabata Paramasa, and Vichikicha, are eradicated at stream entry. So this answer explains two of them, Silabata Paramasa and Vichikicha. So Silamata Paramasa is usually translated as clinging to rules and rituals, or misapprehension about mere morality and observances. Sila means moral conduct, precepts, or behavior. Bata or bata means observances, vows, ascetic practice, ritual performances, religious customs. Paramasa, grasping, taking up wrongly, misapprehending, clinging to as ultimate. So Silamata Paramasa means strongly believes that external conduct, ritual performance, formal observance, or ascetic practice by itself can purify the mind and bring liberation. There could be practices of behaving like animals, Ajavata, like a goat, Govata, like a bull, etc. And the practitioners believe such acts would achieve moral purity and realize the supreme bliss. In Majjhima Nikaya 57, Kokura Vatika Sutta, the Buddha explained those who practice like cows will be reborn in the company of cows. If they believe the practice will lead them to God's realm, it will be wrong view and that will bring them to hell. So the practice like animals would only bring the practitioners to the animal realm or to hell realm. So Silabata Paramasa is believing that purification comes automatically through outer performance, thinking that a ceremony, taboo, authority, or inherited custom is liberating in itself, attaching to forms while ignoring greed, hatred, and delusion, mistaking means for the goal, mistaking religious identity for realization. Examples: if I perform this right, I will be purified even without changing my mind or conduct. If I keep this external form perfectly, that alone guarantees liberation. If I bathe in this river, recite this formula mechanically, starve the body, or follow a taboo, awakening will happen. My traditions, visible customs are the essence of the path, regardless of wisdom and mental purification. In the Buddha's time, this often referred to Brahmanical ritualism and civil ascetic observances with the thought that they produce purity. The Buddha rejected those practices as they would not lead to seeing things as impermanent suffering and not self. Instead, it will promote attachment that obstruct liberation. What is the Silabata Paramasa? Performance of rituals for any mundane purpose will not fall in this description of Silabata Paramasa. Hence, keeping 5 precepts, bowing to a Buddha image with faith, chanting as recollection and devotion, observing Uposatha days, wearing robes, shaving head, or living simply using forms and rituals as supports for mindfulness and faith are not Silabata Paramasa. These are awesome acts done with right view. So next come to Vichikicha, skeptic doubt or perplexity. Vichikicha is usually translated as skeptical doubt, perplexity, or paralyzing uncertainty. It is not intelligent questioning, it is not careful investigation. It is not humble uncertainty while learning. It is a disabling doubt that prevents commitment to practice and insight. It is doubt on the 8 factors that are central to the right view of the followers of the path to emancipation. The 8 factors are the master, the Buddha, the teaching, the Dhamma, the order, the Sangha. The system of training Sikha enunciated by the Buddha. Think past the path births, the future birth, both the path and the future births, and conditionality dependent origination. Vichikicha causes confusion and wavering and entanglement of the mind. It causes non-acceptance of the entire system of teaching of the Buddha. Vichikicha is also a hindrance, nivarana. In terms of religious discipline, it hinders a person from doing wholesome deeds, obtaining jhanas, or developing the mind to its spiritual goal, nibbana. So the relationship between Silabhata, Paramasa, and Vichikicha. So Silabhata, Paramasa is clinging to rites and ritual. Vichikicha is skeptical doubts. So for example, for Silamata is bathing in the Ganges River. The treatment or the remedy for that is a right view and moral conduct. So Silamata, Paramasa will be abandoned at stream entry. Vichikicha, the example is like, does the Buddha really exist? So the remedy for Vichikicha is to have right view with faith. And this factor is abandoned at stream entry. So Silabhata, Paramasa, and Vichikicha often support each other. Since true insight seems difficult, it may cling to rituals, formula, identities, or rigid observances. So doubt can feed ritual clinging. Conversely, when rituals fail to bring deep change, doubt returns. I did everything correctly. Why am I suffering? So ritual clinging can feed doubts. Both arise when the path is not yet fully understood. The cure for both is right view grounded in practice. So the Silabhata and Vichikicha's connection to the stream entry. The first 3 factors that need to be abandoned at stream entry are Sakaya Ditti, Vichikicha, and Silabhata Paramasa. This means one must stop misidentifying self, misunderstanding the method, and hesitating about the refuge. Then the practice becomes irreversible in direction. The stream entry requires abandoning all 3 factors, including Silabhata Paramasa, that wrongly believes rights will bring to supreme bliss, and Vichikicha doubts that paralyzes commitment. That's the end of the second question. Anything?
You want to go to the early slides of your Silabhata Paramasa?
Okay, which one?
The next one. Okay, yeah. So here, clinging to rites and ritual or misapprehension about mere morality. Okay, here is okay. But when they come to your paramasa, you see, paramasa meaning grasping or taking up. But here, wrongly misapprehending. Because here I think if you have to separate it, because if you don't separate it, then paramasa people will read it this way. Paramasa means misapprehending or clinging to as ultimate.
Sorry, you don't understand. What is that?
You see, the paramasa itself is actually attachment or grasping, is it?
Okay.
Right? So you have to actually separate grasping by explaining, that means that grasping of what? Grasping of sila and bata. Yeah. And later you conclude that, okay, sila bata paramasa meaning is the taking up of or misapprehending that this rites and ritual as the ultimate. Because here, if you put it this way, then when people read paramasa, then there will be a lot of confusion in your definition of paramasa.
Is it? Why?
Because paramasa is okay, grasping of what? Sila and bata.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that taking up wrongly or misapprehending. It's
It
the whole
doesn't mean
phrase. The whole phrase then only, because this way, if you put it this way, then you're actually concluding all the three words are together.
Okay.
That's why you put down here, Silabata Paramasa means strongly believe. This is correct. But here you may have to take off these words, that means Paramasa is the grasping. And the rest you can delete off. That would be how you actually translate the Pali. Then you conclude, okay, what does these three means? Silabata Paramasa means strongly believe. Okay, this one is okay.
Okay. Okay.
I think the other one is the Vichikicha also. I think there's another one just up Vichikicha. Okay.
Next one.
This one, yeah. Okay, this one is okay. Okay, here, to me, I will put it the other way. That means the second point, disabling doubt that prevents commitment to practice.
It is doubt that prevents
And then
commitment
after
to
that,
practice. It is doubt that is
then after that,
okay.
Then only you put the Vichikita is usually translated as this okay can. Then because this is the application, it is not intelligent questioning. This one should come after because of this doubt. Then why is it that they have this doubt? Is because they don't use intelligent questioning. But if you put this up here, then people have tons of logic. Doesn't seem to flow.
No, I just cancel the word disabling. This is a doubt that prevents commitment to practice and with achieving insight.
No, you still can have these two, but the order you put. You can put the disabling doubt, go above first, then after that, Vichikicha, or rather you can say, this one the translated first, then after that is a disabling doubt, then I follow up with these 3 points. The intelligent
Okay. Okay.
That way people can better follow the flow of the reasoning.
Okay. Can.
That's all.
Okay.